Hello and welcome to Zoom for Performance Part 1. Today we'll be covering how to set up a meeting so that it is ready to be a show. We will cover how to manage an actual performance in later sessions, but today let's just look at how to set up our meeting. So we're going to sign into Zoom and we're going to sign into the Anywhere Festival account, which is Paul, and in we go. You'll want to be using a pro account. So in this case, it's the Anywhere Festival one if you're presenting with us, but of course this applies to if you're doing a show on your own as well. Here we click into schedule a meeting, and then we can change the meeting to whatever our performance name is. Let's just call it Awesome Show, and you can edit a description in there as well. Here, when setting up the timing for the show, you can obviously just click on that for the date and change it here. This timing needs to be your call time. So this is when you're inviting your performers to join, so that you can, gather and prep and get yourself ready. So if you've got a 7 o'clock show, you might want to set this for 5:30 or 6 p.m., whatever your call time is, and you can tell your audience to join whenever you want them to, and the meeting will already be running by the time they're joining. Duration for the show obviously is the call time plus the amount of performance time you have and possibly some time after, so let's just put in 4 hours for that. Let's say our call time is going to be 6:30 for an 8 o'clock show. It's not recurring, and we're not going to require registration, nor are we going to require a meeting password. We're going to look at some different ways of running front of house and making sure the people you have watching are the people that you want. But this is just another level of security that you might want. It's sort of up to you, that one. We have video on so that the host and the participants all join with video. And audio can be telephone or computer audio or both. We can also edit this to make the dial-in from Australia rather than United States, or as well as United States. So it enables people to be able to just call into the meeting and listen to it in that way. You might not want that. You might want to just sort of force people to join through their laptop using computer audio so that you know that they're all joining with video. You do not want them to join before you. That enables somebody with the wrong time or a few people with the wrong time to just start the meeting without you. So keep that one unticked. Muting participants upon entry. The front of house process I'm going to run through is talking to people immediately. So we have a greeting kind of front of house experience. But if you wanted to go straight from there being a waiting room to dropping people into the performance, then you might want to have them muted so that you sort of go straight into presentation. And then once you're in the meeting, you can unmute everybody and then get them talking. We're going to enable waiting room because I want to show you that as an option for how to manage people sort of entering the space. Pardon me. Only authenticated users can join. Keep that unticked because we don't want to force people to go through the authentication process. It's a little bit laborious, and we're not going to pre-assign breakout rooms because that requires us to know who they are in advance. And we're going to record automatically on a local computer. That way you will have a recording of that meeting. Other people will also be able to record, so you can have multiple recordings from different perspectives, which will help in breakout rooms to be able to record what's going on in different breakout rooms. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to get a few more options. Here we have our meeting. This is our link that we send to our ticket holders. You can copy that invitation here, and it will give you a whole bunch of extra information, not just the link here, but also all of the ways of dialing in. So because we had the US selected, there's all the US call-in ones, and then here are the Australian numbers people can use to call into the meeting. You can, of course, just give them that link, And if somebody requires telephone access, you can send those other details to them. These are all the settings that we saved, and down here we have a few extra options. So if you want to do a poll during the performance, this is where you would add one. So if you have a it's a narrative agency for your audience, you can give them that. During here, you have to set this up before your meeting, so it's not something you can do on the fly. This will not give you individual responses necessarily. It just sort of tells you how the crowd is going. So this is a poll for the entire audience. So the entire audience is choosing to go this way or that, and whoever has the most will win. So it's not so useful for quizzes, but it is useful for giving like the whole audience a vote, essentially. This is where you can go into live streaming. I won't go into that in this video. Facebook's here, but you can also live stream to YouTube or your own custom streaming service. And that is basically how to set up a meeting. There are more settings in here. Most of these are all sort of set up already. So if this is the Anywhere account. So if you do want to change settings in here, just ask us. There are lots of different options. I won't go into too much detail here, but I will take you down to advanced and waiting room, because this you can edit just before your show so that it is customized. Here you can edit this message, and you can also add a description. This might mean that you change this to, the show will start soon, or you might want to add a little more flavor for the kind of show, bit of a joke or whatever it is in there. You can change this logo as well. At the moment, it's set to the Anywhere Festival logo. So let's just go back to our meeting. Back to meetings. And there is Awesome Show, ready to come up at 6:30. So that's all we'll do for now. Next up, we will cover the show experience, and in particular, the front of house experience, going from waiting room to sort of being in the show, checking names off lists, managing the sort of security, but also the greeting experience of a performance. So thank you very much, and catch you next time.